Hi, everybody. I'm John Frank, president of Chapter 424, the North Suburban chapter of Mended Hearts in the Chicago area. You are going to be watching our November 2021 meeting. Our guest speaker is Brian Rodriquez. Brian is the new executive chef at Trulee, which is a senior living facility that just opened here in Evanston, Illinois. Brian was nice enough to give us a cooking demonstration on a very busy night at his restaurant. So the video is a bit hectic. He is trying to show us some heart-healthy recipes in the middle of feeding a restaurant full of people. We thank Brian very much for doing that, and we hope you'll enjoy this and get some great cooking tips you can use for holiday meals or any time of year. Thanks very much. Enjoy the show.
And my last position before here, I was executive chef at basically a international Japanese restaurant that is worldwide, from Dubai, Japan, Hong Kong, up to Miami. I was in the Miami property. I was there for a year. Basically, what we're doing now in this luxury property in Evanston. I don't have any senior experience, senior living. Basically, we're trying to create the senior living into like a 5-star hotel property, trying to serve the same food. We have private dining rooms up to the bar. We have basically casual and fine dining, and we opened basically today is the opening day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we opened today. Our first service was breakfast today, and yeah, 2 big parties going on. So yeah, we're starting very strong, and yeah, we have basically the team on track. And I wanted to connect with John to basically explain. It's 2 small dishes, 2 heart healthy. We work together with a nutritionist, a dietitian. Everything is heart healthy signed. There's a small little heart into like what's most healthy and what they can eat. Have a good night. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you. Bye.
It's an open kitchen, right? You should explain to folks.
Yeah, it's an open kitchen, as
It's
you can
open to the
see.
dining room so people can
Yeah.
see.
We have here the kitchen that's cooking. See,
Mhm,
staff, open dining.
mhm.
All our last residents are basically walking out, but we do have in the private dining. We still have the parties going on.
Wow.
So I'm gonna explain a little bit what we're gonna be doing today.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it over here. Does everybody see well there? Yeah.
I don't know
I'll
if we
go
can.
showing like the ingredients slowly as what I'm gonna go.
Okay. I'll ask you to hold them up if we can't see it. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, water. Okay, we're gonna start off with the wasabi vinaigrette. I'm gonna show basically ingredient by ingredient, and then I'm gonna emulsion it together. Of what all the ingredients. Normally, you can get it from the supermarket, but they're basic ingredients. Like there's some Japanese. Yeah, there's some Japanese orientated.
We can't quite see the ingredients, Brian. Can you hold them up or
Opening everything else.
okay. All right. For people just getting online with us, this is Brian Rodriquez. He's the executive chef at Trulee, which is a new senior living facility here in Evanston, right near downtown Evanston.
Right. We're gonna start. Basically, I have here. I got like fresh wasabi, but you can basically in the supermarkets you can find it's a wasabi, regular wasabi paste. It gives we tried to difference basically in the palate is you have the spiciness of the wasabi. We're gonna add a little bit of sour of the lime, a little bit of olive oil, Keep it simple. A little bit of a small touch of garlic to get that raw punch. And we're gonna keep it simple. So we do add soy sauce here, but it's a very salty product, so it goes well either with or without. So we add a little bit of, I'll put it down here.
That's perfect for us to see it, Brian. Very good.
A little bit of wasabi, tiny bunch of lime juice. I do add a little bit of, I like working, there's a special rice vinegar that we bring from Japan. You can use regular usually of the brand, the Kikoman. You can find it in any supermarket if you want. Yeah. Very small bit of sesame oil. I do add a little bit of honey. I know that it's not hard, but and me preference-wise, I like adding a little bit of daikon. This is fresh daikon. You can just grate it a little bit. It gives that basically that freshness. You make basically just combine all these ingredients a little bit. And I go adding. This is lemon oil. It's olive oil that I've infused it with the lemon skins. You can leave you put to a boil in a small little pot, olive oil, and then you take it off the fire and you put the lemon skins and you let it overnight, and it gets the lemon oil flavor. Okay. Pinch of salt. Even though already with the wasabi and the lemon oil and the sesame is very strong ingredients, is very healthy as well. With those already 3 ingredients combined, it makes a lot, and it already enriches a lot of basically whatever you add to it. Okay, so basically the dressing is done. Now we're gonna combining basically the ingredients together. So I've added, it's a watercress, fresh watercress. We get here in house, it's called Highland watercress. It's a very particular, well, it's like baby watercress, but it has a very long stem. We bring it in live. So basically it has that fresh, basically, all the lettuce and the watercress, we get it in house live because it maintains that freshness. We add some watercress, then to the bowl, to the vinegar that we've made. I like adding some spinach, some raw spinach to it. So I combined like a 60% and 40. It's raw spinach and watercress. Basically just combine the vinaigrette. I add some peeled edamame. This is the protein base of the basically of the salad. Some raw baby zucchini shavings. This is a baby zucchini, and basically with a peeler, you just go peeling, and you have these very basically thin shaved baby zucchini. So we combine it all together. And we're gonna start plating. This is basically the plate that we put here. It's a nice china. We're gonna slice a little bit of avocado on the bottom. Put it there, right? Put it on the base. I do like adding a little bit of panko. It's a Japanese bread roasted to give it a little bit of that crumb. It's additional. You can add it if you don't want to add it. It's okay. A little bit of panko is Japanese breadcrumb. And to finish off, this is a micro red radicchio and red shiso. It's a micro green herb. We have a local farmer that brings it to us. Basically, I got a small bit of that microgreens. I dress it a little inside of the bowl with that vinegar that we've made just now. And finish on the top. All right.
That's wonderful, Brian. So this is on your menu in the restaurant as well?
If we have it on the menu of the restaurant,
Oh.
that would be the avocado and watercress salad with wasabi vinaigrette.
Looks beautiful.
I hope one of you can come one day. I will invite you to the restaurant so you can try it in person. That would be great.
Just to remind everyone, some people just came in late. Brian is the chef at Trulee in Evanston, which is a senior living facility, but it also has a restaurant which is open to the public, right, Brian? That's where he's cooking from tonight for us. And it's their opening day, so it's a very busy day for him.
All right. So after this, now next, we're gonna go with the salmon dish. So basically, we have a very nice grill here in the restaurant. So we're gonna do plain grilled with cauliflower couscous. I did add to the cauliflower a little bit of celery. With a blender, basically, you can chop it up very well to have that couscous consistency. And I'm gonna add a small base of cauliflower puree. So that way we have the two textures. We have the couscous texture and we have the puree. And then I'm gonna finish off with some pickled tomatoes. All right, and you grill the salmon. And also after we grill, I've made this, it's an almond crumble that we're gonna crust it with. So basically first what we do is we grill the salmon. We put this almond crumble on top of the salmon. Basically it's crumbled salmon. I've added some orange peeling to it to give it that citrus flavor. The citrus, the orange with the cauliflower puree goes very well. So, and you saute the Like I mentioned before, basically this is one of the dishes that we have on the menu. It's a heart healthy salmon. We have cauliflower. Everything is local, organic. We try to work with local farmers. So basically, I think working with local, we have the quality, basically quality products. So. Oh. So basically, this is the cauliflower puree. You have here basically very smooth consistency. Very simple. The cauliflower, you blanch it. Basically, you just boil it. I like boiling it with milk, but you can boil with water, and you can infuse the water with some garlic and some basically with shallots, and you can put some rosemary inside of the water so it gets that infusion. And then in another pot, in a separate pot, you can just sweat the garlic, onions, the cauliflower. You put that same water that you boil the cauliflower, and then you blend it until you get this very smooth, consistent, basically cauliflower puree.
So you use a variety of herbs and spices to get flavor instead of salt, right? Because
yeah, basically you play around with spices. You can add basically star anise. You can add juniper berries to the water. That's what's gonna give it that all the spices, the flavor, so it's not blend. And also having the puree and the couscous, the two different textures. The salmon is a very fatty. That goes with the fatness of the cauliflower puree, so it's a very good combination. That's gonna basically make that like creaminess when you have the bites of the salmon with all that together. So, and the pickled tomatoes is gonna give it the acidity. So you try to find always those combinations together. All right. Well, what we have here, since I worked in a Japanese restaurant, I like orientated this type of, it's called Nagoya plates from Japan. So basically it's like very simple, neutral, but it has that like Asian type of concept that basically, yeah, I have it like in my heart, that type of cuisine. I like the Japanese cuisine because it's also very healthy, simple, has a lot of richness, flavor, and it's very healthy at the same time. So.
I'm getting a great idea of how busy a professional kitchen is, Brian. Thank you.
Like I mentioned before, here's the salmon, basically with a nice grill mark. Then.
How long do you grill that, Brian?
Basically just to get, well, the grill is it's almost 450 degrees, just until you got the char grill on it. We got that crisscross. And then what I do is I finish it in the oven. Basically, I finish it in the oven, basically to roast a little bit the almonds. So it gets that roasted flavor. And at the same time, what it does, it finishes the salmon. So basically, here. I put it back in the oven. And now we are going to start cooking. So basically what I've done, these are basically regular cherry tomatoes, organic. You can find it in any supermarket. And this is basically what we do here, is to finish it off, as you can see here. Basically what we've done is in olive oil and garlic, those cherry tomatoes, you slowly cook them, you confit them. You take it out of the oil and then you blend it and you add a little bit of the rice vinegar to give it that acidity. You have that tomato puree and then you add that puree to raw cherry tomatoes and you make like that pickled. So you have that basically the flavor of the cooked tomato together with the raw tomato. Basically, it's a very good combination in between both textures. Okay, here I basically heated up a little bit of the cauliflower puree. I'm gonna start plating now. Do you see good there?
Yes, that's perfect. We can see the plate.
Okay. A little bit of the cauliflower puree on the bottom. And we got a little bit of the couscous. I just sauteed it a little bit in a very hot pan with a little bit of drizzle of olive oil. It has that green flavor because I added the cauliflower and the celery. Put it on top, right? And we got that salmon that we finished in the oven with the almond crumble. We can put around some of those pickled tomatoes. And like I mentioned before, like every nice Japanese restaurant, I like finish with the microgreens, like the micro herbs. The micro herbs is something very healthy, and it gives always that final punch to it. So the same lemon oil that I used before, just a few drops. You can add a little bit of fresh coriander. And basically finish off salmon with. That would be the dish.
We have to come in to try that. I love salmon. I make a lot of ways at home, but that's like nothing I've tried at home.
Very basically simple. Mentioned before, two different types of textures of the cauliflower. We have the cauliflower puree. We have the cauliflower couscous with the celery. We have the almond crusted salmon, pickled tomatoes, and we finish, like I mentioned before, with the micro red shiso and the fresh coriander. Drizzle of lemon oil. Very heart healthy, simple.
And with all you've done to that cauliflower, it's not going to taste like cauliflower, right? It's got so many more flavors.
Basically, cauliflower, basically, you can do a lot with it. It's a vegetable that it's a very open world. You can do a lot. Basically, in the restaurant I've done before, you can do it in tempura, puree, couscous. It's very good grilled. Middle East recipes, you can just add turmeric and and some Middle East spices, cumin, that is gonna go very good as well. I think it's an ingredient that's a worldwide ingredient that you can combine it with basically anything. And during the years of my career, I've seen that it's pairs very well with salmon. So I do use it a lot here, and well, normally people love it. So, and like I mentioned before, you're more than invited anybody to come over one day. Just let me know, and basically to try it from our restaurant.
Tell us about the hours of the restaurant. When is it open?
Yeah, so the hours of the restaurant, we're an all-day dining. We're open from 7 to 7. And the all-day dining goes from 12, basically from 12 to 7. We do have a bar as well that we have some small snack bites. And if you want to enjoy a glass of wine, we have some healthy items there on the bar, like steamed edamame on the pie, like as a snack. And there's basically we're all based on that, like are healthy and try to. We're very on top of that with the nutritionist, like I mentioned before, working together with her to basically serve as best as possible to our residents.
So you have a staff nutritionist that you can consult with to prepare your menu. And you mentioned before too, you try to use fresh and local ingredients too. So I assume you're going to be changing the menu with the seasons too?
Changing the menu. Basically, I'm going to be working on fall, winter, and spring, summer. Basically, changing those. Once we hit spring, summer, around March, April, that's when the farmers market comes back. I know the farmers already, so we'll be working together. Weekends, we'll probably have the brunch going on. Farmers market brunch. Yeah, and I think it's very nice that probably our residents will do trips together with me and visit the farms and then pick fresh vegetables and do like a menu from whatever we got that same day. So
you just to let people know, you were here this summer, so you got to know the Evanston Farmers Market pretty well.
Yeah, very well. I did go twice to a farmers market, and I did like some demos both times, like gathering just ingredients on the same day and like giving samples away. I just made something on the day. Yeah. So
you could be doing that next summer too. We can watch for you at the farmers market.
Yeah, sure, of course. We'll be very connected there. So.
And Trulee's not that far. What's the address? It's not that far from the farmers market.
It's 1815 Ridge. So basically, it's right. So I go out through the door of the balcony, and I have the farmers market right under. The only thing that divides us is the train track. So we're right there, very close. Yeah.
Does anyone else have any questions? We're going to have these recipes available on our website, and I'll put them in the newsletter too. So, anyone have any questions for a chef? I think everyone's just so excited by the menu. I mean, we've had other chefs on, but you're the first one at a kind of a fine dining restaurant who's met the challenge of doing fine dining and still trying to keep it heart healthy.
Keep healthy, yeah.
Those usually don't go together, unfortunately. Hopefully more people will. Go ahead.
I have a question about the fresh watercress. You said you get it, you actually get it alive or something?
Yes.
When I get cilantro or stuff like that, should I be putting it in water, or how can I keep it freshest? Can I do that at home?
Regarding the cilantro, just better keep it on. What I do is I wrap it like in a paper towel. So to try to avoid as less as possible the humidity, so it doesn't go bad, and tries to maintain the freshness. The watercress. Wait, I'm gonna show you a sample I have here. If you give me just 1 second.
Sure.
Yeah. So this is the highland watercress.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So basically, it's the stems, and you can see it still has the dirt on.
Ah, okay.
And I have this dirt in water. This, I don't know if you can get it in Whole Foods, probably. This is local. It's a local farmer that we have here. But I know that you can get, like, for example, butter gem lettuce. There's some types of lettuce that you can get in the supermarket that does come like this. And if you keep, for example, just the dirt side inside of the water, it's gonna keep fresh and basically it's gonna keep alive for days. And you can just cut it on the day, and it just stays fresh.
Yeah, that is so beautiful. Okay, it's not going to keep growing, obviously.
No,
But
it's
I'll
not gonna
get-
keep growing.
No.
Basically, what is gonna keep is just on the day. What I do is like I just cut it off the root and wash it and toss it in the salad, and basically it's like
Wow.
to maintain like that farm to table type of concept.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Okay, and you keep that in the refrigerator, or no?
I
Just
keep it in the fridge. Yeah, I keep it in the walk-in fridge.
Thank you,
Basically
it's
inside of the
beautiful.
water, and it stays fresh. Like it can stay for weeks like that.
Wow, that's great. Thank you.
My pleasure.
That meal looks so delicious. I'm so hungry now, Brian. A question for you on the cauliflower couscous. How, is that raw cauliflower that's grated and then mixed with the celery?
Yes, that's raw cauliflower, basically grated very well. And basically you just toss that into the olive oil in a very hot pan, and you just let it cook there. What that's gonna do is just it's gonna be cooked, but it's gonna maintain that crunchness still. So basically, you have the texture of the puree that's smooth, plus you have the crunchiness still, like al dente of the cauliflower. It's a very simple recipe, but doing it like that, like trying to combine the textures, is what's you're gonna get like the fun out of the play, and it's healthy, and it's basically that's what makes it like I say interesting at the end.
Thank you. And then the nut crumble that's on the salmon, is that panko with the almonds?
I did add a little bit of panko, but you can do it without if you want. I did add a little bit of panko, so that way when you roast it, you still have that crunchiness as well. And I added a little bit of orange zest. So the peeling of the orange, you combine it with the panko and the almond crumble, and just that's what you put on top. And then you put it into the oven, and it basically you finish cooking the salmon, and it gets that basically that you roast what's the almond and the panko.
Sounds delicious. Thank you.
Thank you.
And cow breadcrumbs generally have less salt than other types of American breadcrumbs. So
No, it's the Japanese. The Japanese breadcrumb is very healthy, so it's a low fat, and it goes very well almost with everything.
yeah, and it's lower salt too. That's why I use it with everything.
It has no salt. This one. This has no.
Okay, any other questions? I know you're running to all your events, but anyone else have a
I just
question?
had one more.
Go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to know when you decided to become a chef.
Well, that's that's basically my father. Since I was very small, I was already walking through the kitchens. My father was a chef. My father's still active. He's a corporate chef in the Caribbean, overseeing 40 hotels. He got up to executive sous chef at the Four Seasons. My father and me, when I was 14, basically that's when I got into the kitchen. I was studying and I was working at the same time, and I finished my culinary career in Spain. And then from there on, well, my journey started. I told my mom that I loved her a lot, and just got my backpack and started traveling. I think that traveling is like what keeps your mind open, learning different cultures and countries. And that's how at the end you make your own kitchen, like learning from other cultures, and then you like type of like fusion it. That's what I've done. Like I'm very basically into the culture of Spain. Plus, I worked in Japanese restaurants, tried to fusion a little bit of Spanish and Japanese, tried to get the best of each part. I was working in London also. I was very curious because my father was executive sous chef at the Four Seasons. And then I was executive sous chef at the Four Seasons in London. So we both got that. Yeah. And like, my father, he was saying like, wow, it's crazy. Like after like 20 years and you're like in the same position that I was like 20 years ago. No, I'm very curious that. So my son, yeah, I have a 2-year-old kid that I bought him a small little kitchen and he's just staring at what I do all day at home as well. So probably he's going to be the next generation. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I hope you got him a winter coat too, Brian. When I met Brian this summer, he just moved from Miami, and I was telling him about Chicago.
He looks like the Michelin icon, one of the tires. Basically, I have him everything from top to bottom. I tried him everything. He couldn't even walk almost. He's always looking at me like, yeah, getting ready for the winter.
He'll thank you in February, believe me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Any other questions for Brian before we let him get back to his busy day here?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Brian. I know, like I said, I know
perfect.
it's been an incredibly busy day for you, but this was great to see.
Good luck with the restaurant.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
The food would, I can't wait to come to your restaurant.
Well, maybe next year when we're all going out again, we can have a meeting there. That'd be kind of fun.
Oh,
For sure,
yeah.
it would be great. Yeah, we do type
That
of
would be
like
cool.
demo. We can even do a demo or here or something and just try everybody together. And
That would be great.
yeah.
For next year. All right, thank you, Brian.
All right, thank you. My pleasure. Nice
Bye.
meeting everybody. Thank you very much.
Buddy, it's a very action-filled meeting, but hopefully you all enjoyed seeing what Brian had to make. And as I said, I'll get those recipes and I'll put them in the newsletter and on our website. And this recording of the meeting will go up on our YouTube channel, and I'll put a link in our newsletter as well. And I'll send you that too, Brian, because I know you guys wanted that too. I'll put a little intro on it to give it some context, since we just sort of started recording on the fly here. But I'll fix it up a bit before I send it to you. Okay.
Right, perfect. Sounds amazing. Nice meeting everybody. Thank you very much.
All.